welcome along to you. Are you still in suspense after the last show? Are you? Regular listeners and viewers to the show will know that on the last show, I left you in total suspense, didn't I? Yes, because we were talking about Susan's visit to the Dallas reunion at South Fork Ranch. And right at the end, I said that everyone was given a little gift bag. And those people that had paid for the $1,000 tickets had not only a gift bag, but a silver gift bag. And someone, by strange mistake, had given our dear, dear friend Susan the cat lover, here on United Kingdom Talk, they had given her a silver bag, even though she only had the $250 tickets. Well, what was in the bag? Has anyone guessed? Have you got any idea at all? I shall tell you at some point during the show. Good evening to you. Good afternoon, good morning, whatever time you're watching, listening. This is United Kingdom Talk with Chris Reardon, our 3 times a week talk show. And those of you watching may notice that today I've kind of dressed down a little bit today. I'm looking rather chavvy. I have a white Lonsdale top with gold lettering. I am looking very, very chavvy today, boys and girls. All right, now why is this? I'll be honest, it's a bit cold outside. And I'm going to let you into another secret, okay? Now, a couple of shows ago, we did the old sound test, didn't I? Could you guess the sound? And those of you that emailed in did guess quite correctly as a hoover. Now, just before we carry on, I'm going to... Those of you watching, you will not have an advantage. I'm just going to cover up the camera for a second. What can I cover it with? Oh, I never thought of that. This plant. No, too small. Hang on. What about Lenny the lion? There we are. Lenny the lion. Oh, it's gone all green. Lenny the lion has covered the camera for a second. Can you guess what this is? Now listen carefully. Listen carefully. Today's Guess the Sound. You ready? Any idea what that is? Listen, listen. Come on, ladies. You know you've heard that sound somewhere before, haven't you? All right, here's a clue. Here's a clue. It's rather cold today, so I've got one on my lap. Any idea? Bear in mind the heating's not on in this house. We are seeing how far we can go without heating into the winter, and it's still not on. Right, here it is again. Listen carefully. Have you guessed? Come on, listen, listen, listen. What's that noise? I shall now reveal it to you. Here it is. It is a hot water bottle. Yes. I'm doing today's show with a lovely hot water bottle just on my lap while we're chatting together on the show. Isn't it lovely? You see? Someone was talking to me the other day. He says, why don't you just put the heating on? He said, you can't afford it. It's not the point, dear. Why hand the money over when you don't really need to? But there is another point to this. We often see here in the UK awful stories of usually elderly people sitting there in their homes and they can't afford to turn the heating on. So, back in August actually, I didn't tell you about this, I decided to see if it is actually possible to remain reasonably warm in your home and not turn the heating on. And so far, so good. Okay? Now, Wednesday this week, you see, it's all one big experiment. Wednesday this week, last week rather, I was off. I had a night off. It was a bit cold. I had my usual afternoon siesta. And then when I got up, I was cold, made something to eat. After I'd had something to eat, I warmed up. But then while I sat there watching the telly, I started getting a bit cold again. And I thought, I wonder what I got in my cupboard. Now, usually I've got one of those fake biker leather jackets that I wear when I'm going around town. But in all honesty, and please don't, listen, I don't want to tell you this because I don't want you to keep bringing it up, okay? But the leather jacket, dare I say this, I'm having trouble doing it up now, okay? Now, as you remember, because there's no heating in this house at the moment, because it's not gone on, Suko has given me permission to put on a bit of weight so that I can become like a seal or a whale. You know, when they got all that blubber around them to keep them warm, that's the idea of putting the weight on. But nevertheless, I was a little bit cold. I thought, let's have a look in the cupboard. And there I found, it's been hanging up there for about 8 years. Long time ago, about 8 years ago, 1 minute. For many years, I did a DJing kind of hosting thing in Italy and France for the skiing season at Club Med. Basically, I'd go out there for a week, I'd do the music, push the buttons for the cabaret artists, and sometimes work the lights as well. Just before I went, they did tell me that included in my package of remuneration would be a skiing pass, and I could go skiing and all that business. And I thought, I'd give that a go. That was year number 1. Now, I did do the skiing, year number 1, but I really didn't take to it. I had no interest at all. Don't know why. I just sort of, I fell over enough times. Yes, of course, we all do. But eventually I got from one end to the other end of the very amateur, slope, which is probably, like about a degree down, that's all. I did get from one end to the other, but I had no interest in it whatsoever. I just thought, what's all this about? I'd rather be on a bicycle, cycling through a forest. However, for that particular trip, I thought I'd better buy myself a warm jacket. And there I am in the car, went in the cupboard on Wednesday, and I have found it. Look at this. And it's a beautiful jacket, actually. It's about 8 years old. It's blue. Who's it made by? Head Max. I don't know if we've got any skiers listening to the show today. Head Max, I'm not quite sure. Is that a brand name for skiing? I don't know. But nevertheless, I went into, where was it I bought this? I think it was Lily White's, actually. Lily White's in central London. And this is the warmest jacket ever, because on Wednesday I thought, I wonder how warm that is. And I put it on, which I'm doing. I'm putting this jacket on. It's a lovely royal blue round the outside. And it's got yellow on the inside, although it's getting a little bit torn on the inside now, you see. And it zips up. The zip broke. Well, the zip didn't break. You know the little bit on the end of the zip that you use to pull up? That bit broke. So I simply attached a piece of garden wire around it, and now I can, listen, I can do up my zip once again. Now, you see, some wasteful people would have been quite happy to chuck the jacket away and get another one just because that little bit of zip at the bottom was broken. Shocking. We don't want to waste. What's this? The only thing is, like, with the pocket broken, and there are a couple of holes inside the pockets as well, things tend to disappear into the lining. Unfortunately, not £10 notes. But there we are. So I found this jacket and I put it on. And it is so warm. I'm serious. It is like walking around with a duvet on. It really is. So I put this on. I made myself a hot water bottle. And I sat there watching the telly with my slippers on as well, like this. Now, what's the problem? You see? What is the problem? And when you see sometimes... another way to do it, of course, is you often see about elderly people, and a lot of them haven't got much money at all. And for the winter, they literally move into one room of their big house. Now, some people would say they shouldn't have to do that. I agree. They shouldn't have to do it. But you see, those of us below the age of, shall we say, 60, we cannot possibly have as much experience or knowledge of the world as someone over 60. Now, let me just take this off because I don't need it. It's not that cold in here today. But I'm in a lovely jacket, and I literally sat there watching a telly for about 3 hours on Wednesday night with my skiing jacket on. And now, whenever I go out, I don't even bother with a leather one. That one goes on. I'm actually tempted. I thought, shall I buy another one? I thought there was nothing wrong with that one. You know, it still functions perfectly. It's like walking around with a duvet on. It's beautiful. Anyway, these people over 60 years old, they have knowledge that I haven't got yet. And when you see on the news these stories about elderly people moving into one room for the winter, number one, yes, it's sad. But number two, they know they haven't got much money, and they're not stupid. They know, actually, to heat one room in their houses, because a lot of them live in 2, 3, 4-bedroomed houses. They're old family homes where they've brought up the children, and they've gone off and doing their own thing. Maybe the partner, the husband or the wife has died, and that's left them all alone in a 3 or 4-bedroomed house. And they know what a terrible waste to heat the entire house. Now, you've got to be a bit careful because you can get frozen pipes. You must make sure that the temperature doesn't dip below freezing, I think, under that water tank. Otherwise, you're in serious trouble there. But they know. They know that it's much cheaper to heat one room than it is the entire house. And even then, no need to turn the heating on until it gets really cold. Put a jumper on. Put a jacket on. Do yourself a hot water bottle and sit it on your lap. Because that's what I did Wednesday. So you see, we do have a bit of a joke, you and me, don't we? About all this heating lark. But there is a point to it. I want to see if you can stay warmish through the winter and not have great, big, enormous gas and electricity bills. And so far, I have achieved that. So if you're ever thinking about cutting bills down, I get sick to death of people moaning about their bills, how high their bills are, and you walk around the house and everything's on. The heating's on in every single room. The lights are left on at night. Don't moan to me about your bills. There are ways of cutting back. There really are ways of cutting back. All right. So that was my little my little keep warm thing. So what's in the bag? You want to know, don't you? What's in the bag? Oh yes, and I'm dressed Chavvy as well. I've got a white Lonsdale hooded top on today. Look at this. I really am street credible today, am I not? Yes. I'll probably go out later and my hoodie friends will all come round with me and we'll go down a local shopping centre and create havoc. That's what we'll all do. On the other hand, the youngsters might walk past me and think to themselves, who's that old git dressed like he still thinks he's young? What? So that's that. What's in the bag? I can hear you asking yourself. I'm going to tell you after I just mentioned something to the YouTube viewers. Those of you that watch the show on YouTube will notice that YouTube have changed something so that you can get much higher quality pictures. Therefore, this is the first show I'm trying to record it at a higher quality, the video side of things. It may make a difference, it may not. It's something I wanted to try. So this is the first show we're recorded for those of you with technical knowledge. The size of this video is 800 by 600 instead of 640 by 480, okay? If you didn't understand that, you're not technical, doesn't matter. It's just for the technical people, right? This is the first show recorded in 800 by 600. Will it look any different? I've no idea until the show's finished and we upload it, okay? So that's the news there. Right, what's in the bag? You want to know what's in that bag? That's Susan, our Dallas investigator. Okay. So, we were talking about Susan going and touring the house and everything else about the Dallas thing. If you're wondering what this whole Dallas thing is, and you're a new listener or viewer to the show, you might want to go back to the last show and the one before. And you can find those by going to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right? That's the main website for the show, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Susan goes on to say, do you know what that crook promoter had put in our free gift bags? Not free, not three as in number three. Free as in F-R-E-E. Free as in I'm free to be where I want to be. Oh, there might be some singing later if we get some time, dear. Don't know if I've got time to do that. She says, we were supposed to have gotten keepsakes about the event. Now, I'm not quite sure. What would one expect to get as a keepsake from visiting South Fork, where Dallas was filmed? This may sound a bit stupid, but if they wanted to do it on the cheap, then I would be happy with perhaps some water in a small bottle from the swimming pool, perhaps a bit of earth from the garden, maybe a bit of tyre from what can you? I mean, you know what people are like? They collect things, don't they? They collect things. How about a little bit of tyre from one of the original cars that JR or Bobby drove? That to me is a keepsake. Isn't it? Just anything. It's like when someone dies. You go round to their house and quite often the person who's looking after all the stuff says, oh, take something to remind you, and they might take whatever. I remember when my mum died and my auntie Renee came round, I think, and asked for a picture that was a picture of mum or something that was on the, and you just take it. So a keepsake is anything at all to remind you or part of whatever that was. And to me, a piece of tyre, maybe a bit of swimming pool water. Okay? I mean, a couple of years ago, there was actually someone selling water from Princess Diana's fountain on eBay. And people bought it. So that to me is a keepsake. Susan said once again, we were supposed to have gotten keepsakes about the event. The crook promoter owned a hotel chain. So, inside the gift bags for the $1,000 seats, okay, so the people paid $1,000 to go to this event, okay? They had two rates of tickets, I think $250 and $1,000. Those people that paid for the $1,000 seats, in their bag, got a tube of toothpaste. I'm sorry, Susan, this isn't funny, is it? Small samples of shampoo, conditioner, hand lotion, and a bottle of bath gel. Oh, it gets better. It gets better than this, dear. Also, a directory of the hotels he owned with their phone numbers and locations. Well, what's your problem, Susan? You know, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, dear. You're lucky to get anything. Are you one of these people that constantly complains, dear? The other people that got the $250 seats also had a bag, Not a silver one I had. But they received a tube of lip gloss and the little foil samples of shampoo that you pick up free in supermarkets. Oh, this gets better and better, doesn't it? These things were all samples that he used in his hotel. The cheapskate, she says. There was not a thing related to the show at all. Well, hang on a minute, Susan. Fair's fair, darling. How do you know that Sue Ellen or Lucy Ewing didn't use the actual free shampoos that you were getting in the bag, dear? You don't know that. They may be the same brand. She also says, I have tons of pictures to send you. I will email some more to you. She actually has already sent some pictures. Thank you very much. Sorry it's taken me so long to write back. I'm putting in a lot of overtime at work. Hope you're well, from Susan. And yes, Susan, thank you very much for the pictures. There's some fantastic pictures in there. Lucy Ewing, though, well, she does look different. That's all I'm saying, doesn't she? Doesn't she look different, Lucy Ewing? But JR, he's standing there, of course looking a lot older, but Bobby Ewing and Ray Krebs, they're all there in these pictures that Susan kindly sent me. So thank you so much, Susan. I was a bit concerned that you'd wasted your money, but it appears that at one point, if you were listening to the last shows, you would know about it. But at one point, rather than kind of stay on the track with everyone, Susan disappeared round the back where about 30 people were, and all the stars were around there. And she had quite a long time talking face to face to the stars from Dallas. So, Susan, I hope it wasn't too much of a waste of time for you. And thank you for being our on-location reporter for the Dallas reunion. Of course, I suppose some people weren't as lucky as you, really, and didn't find that little area where you just happened to walk to, where all the stars were. What a shambles, though, dear. What a shambles. I tell you what, Susan, if we ever have an open day here at the Mirable Studios in Royal Berkshire, then I think I'll have to get you to arrange the event. What do you reckon, eh? Does that sound good? The thing is, like, people who have come here before, James Dean and who else has been here? Oh, it's only James Dean that's come here. And he was a little bit disappointed with the size. This is actually quite a small room, the Mirable Studios. You know, it's not some great big affair. And I have an average-sized British house, really. It's not that big. But we've got a little garden downstairs. We could have a garden party, I suppose. How many we could have about in the garden? I suppose we could have 50 people down there. I know what I could do. No, it could be like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, where I put golden tickets inside. Well, no, we won't have chocolate. In bags of Walker's cheese and onion crisps. We'll have golden tickets inside bags of Walker's cheese and onion crisps. And if you get a golden ticket, you get invited to the Chris Reardon United Kingdom Talk Garden Party. Does that sound interesting? Talking of crisps, actually, I was up at Sainsbury's the other day. Oh, I got a story about Sainsbury's. Oh, I don't think I've got time to tell you now, actually. No, we must carry on with these. But I did. I'm going to make a note of that, though. Because I want to tell you that. I had trouble. They've just installed the self-service checkout things, and I've used it 3 times. I've had trouble every blooming time. You get on my nerves. Hang on, Sainsbury's check out problems. Might have to save that for another show, that one. Let me just write that down. But anyway, I was up there the other day, and I was just trolling about with my trolley, and I came across the crisp section, and I bought a packet. Now, unfortunately, they only had the large family-size packet. I searched high and low for at least 2 seconds for a small bag, but I could only find the large ones. And Sainsbury's, they do these hand-cooked cheese and onion crisps. And I bought a bag of those. Oh, they were absolutely delicious. I don't know about you, but I think the flavouring of crisps is less than it used to be. Well, these were really, really strong cheese and onion crisps, and they were thick. Not like these namby-pamby thin things. They were quite thick crisps. So there we are. You might want to try those at Sainsbury's hand-cooked cheese and onion crisps. Have a go at those, all right? Very nice indeed. Okay. What else have we got to tell you today? Oh, the push bike is still working fine, incidentally. Since we had the new gear cable put on and new brakes. In fact, it's much quieter now. I don't know what he done to it. It used to click and clunk as it used to go along. It's as quiet as anything now. I like going up to young mums that are pushing prams, and I quietly cycle up to them, and then I quickly ring the bell and they jump out of their skins. And, oh, that's dangerous, they say as you're going past. Oh, I love it. I love it, upsetting them like that. And the cupboards are still on the wall, you'll be pleased to know. Okay, so those two old boys that did that, very good. In fact, someone called George, is it George, who listens to the show in London, he did comment, those of you that have got Facebook, which is the thing on the internet where you all talk to each other. By the way, I am on there. I'm going to change my picture, actually. My Facebook picture. For a long time, it's been me sitting there holding a cup of tea. I'm going to change the Facebook picture to me sitting on my nephew's motorbike, because I am looking very butch in that picture. Okay, so I'm going to change that picture, the one of me holding the cup, to me on my nephew's motorbike. Yes. It's quite funny, actually. I have got that on another couple of things I'm on. And people write, is that your bike? And I said, no, it is not. I've never been on a motorbike in my life. But it looks all right. Look, it's quite a nice picture. I like that one. And George was saying, because at the top of my Facebook, I always put, when there's a new show, when I do a new United Kingdom talk, I always put a short summary of what's there. And it said, and it is a very short summary. So, for example, if I was doing today's show summary, I might put something like, in the bag, stroke, cupboards, stroke, Dallas, and on like that, you see. And one of the things I put on last show was two old boys. And George wrote into me and says, are you talking about us, dear? No, you. I'm not old enough yet to be classed as old. I don't think so yet. See, it depends how old you are, doesn't it? If you're like 18, then I'm old. If you're like 30, then I don't think I'm old. Have we got any 30-year-old, early 30s watching? Do you class 45 as old? I can't remember now. Did I class 45? I probably did. I don't know. So that's that. So 2 butch things so far. Butch thing number 3. Now, how are we doing for time? Nope, I'm going to save it for the next show. Let me do it just a minute. Butch thing number 3. Number 3 will be in the next show, okay? I was hoping to tell you about that today, but we've been talking about other things, and we must go on to the emails now. Butch thing number 3. Butch thing number 1, okay? Tried to put cupboards on the wall. Failed, but I did try. Butch thing number 2, tried to repair my bike. Failed, but it doesn't matter because I tried. Butch thing number 3, what was that? In fact, I'd even go as far as saying it's more butcher than things 1 and 2. Not for this show. That's in the next show. There you are. The next episode of United Kingdom Talk. Now, there is an email address. Just before I go on to the emails, the email address, if you ever want to join in, please feel free to do so, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And if you want to add me as a Facebook friend, if you're on that thing, and then you get all the updates when there's a new show come out and everything, that is, if you just type in Chris Reardon London and look for me sitting on a motorbike, okay? It's a brand new picture there. Chris Reardon sitting on a motorbike looking butch, butch, butch. Yes. Right then, on we go. First of all, Matty in Australia says, do you remember... Have I read this one? Oh, I don't know. Do you remember a show called Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Never heard of it. Sorry, Matty, don't know that one. It's a cartoon show, I think, with Whoopi Goldberg. We like her. Whoopi Goldberg's voice on it. He says, Chris, you were very funny on today's show. Basically, you was rude. I laughed. I'm never rude. Who's rude, Matty? Did I already read that one out? I can't remember now. Let me cross it out quickly, because I do occasionally repeat myself. I'm sorry. All right, let's see. Who is it? It's Doug from Akeley. Hello, Doug. All right, sir. In Canada. How's the Canada national anthem go? I don't know that one. Or is it the same as ours? Oh, I don't know. Canada's national anthem. Don't know. Doug says, sure would hate for Judge... Because we were talking about Judge Judy a couple of shows ago. Sure would hate for Judge Judy to send you to prison. You would end up being some guy's girlfriend. It's almost worth throwing a brick through a window, really, isn't it? Oh, yeah, but you don't know you're going to have to share a cell with, does it? Eh? You could get someone cute and nice like me. Or you could get a minger like James Dean. You see, that's the trouble. It's all very well me going around and committing an offence so that I can get into prison. Doug also writes... When those blokes came over to fix your cupboards, he says, covering yourself up just because two older gents came over to repair. Gee, he says, I hope you don't cover yourself up if we have meat. And he says on the subject, do you remember that shirt I was wearing, that dreadful shirt, that blue and white one? He says, yes, you can destroy the shirt only if you take it off on the show. This is not a strip programme, dear. This is a programme with high morals and family values, if you don't mind. Dear me. You've got the wrong tube. This is the YouTube. This is not the other one. He says, and yes, the video can go poot all the time. Take care, Doug and Akeley. Thank you, Doug. Nice to hear from you, sir. What's this here? Bleach, milk, blueberries, bananas, bread. Oh, it's my shopping list. How on earth did that get in there? I've got all my things. This was my shopping list yesterday. Bleach, milk, blueberries, bananas, and bran flakes. Thank you. See, everything becomes part of the show, dear. Everything becomes part of the show. Oh, look who it is. It's Ross P. And Donna Carter. Yee-haw! Because Donna Carter, I gather, is a country singer, boys and girls. Country road, take me home to the place where I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country road. That wasn't the song I was going to sing today. It just came out, ad-lib. And Ross writes, because we talked about hoovers, and I didn't know, but someone who listens and sometimes watches this programme is richer than I thought. Not Ross, though. Ross writes, hi, Chris. I bought a new hoover, 2 for our new house. We have a Vax machine. A Vax Mac. Is it Mac? A Vax Mac 1 bagless hoover. It's awesome. It cleans the floors so well. We also got it as it has a free 6-year guarantee, which is a really good deal. Yes, it is, Ross. That's not bad, is it? Because, we've both got... Isn't that funny, Ross? We've both got new hoovers at the same time. I have my Dyson, which was displayed throughout the whole show a couple of shows ago, and you have your new Vax Mac 1 bagless hoover. Not that I should be talking to you, Ross, after the ordeal last Friday, wasn't it? Oh, and I'm going to tell everyone now. I'm going to tell everyone what happened last Friday, Ross. Okay? So Ross rings me in the afternoon when I'm always asleep. Okay? Now, if you ring the house phone or the mobile phone while I'm asleep, do not worry because it doesn't wake me up. It goes straight to answer phone. Nevertheless, he's left a little message to them. Now, I'm sure, boys and girls, you can understand someone who doesn't want to answer the phone when they're asleep. I'm not leaving the phone on for people to wake me up. My sister used to be really good at that. Sharon. Oh, yes. She'd ring. She knows what time I get up and go to bed. She'd ring up 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, were you asleep? Don't you hate that? Oh, were you asleep? When you're asleep. Do you do that to people? Were you asleep? Well, you can't wake me up because the answer phones come on. So he left a message, please ring back, because I left him a message a couple of days earlier. So Friday night, on my way to work, got my hands free on. I thought I'd give Ross a ring. Ring Ross P. And the phone starts dialing. Ring, 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 ring. Went to answer phone, okay. Did it again a bit later. Even at work, I tried to ring him, and it wasn't late. It was sort of between 7:30 and 10 o'clock. I kept trying to ring him. Kept going to answer phone. And you know what? Now, where's that bit I printed off? Is that it there? 1 minute. Oh, I can't find it now. No, doesn't matter anyway, because I've still remembered that. I've still remembered that hurtful, nasty email that Ross sent me. Dear Chris, sorry we didn't answer the phone last night. We were watching a film. Watching a film. So instead of picking up that phone and talking to your mate, you could have paused that film, couldn't you? You sat there watching a film. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much. I'm sure the film was much, much more important than anything I had to say to you. And besides, I cannot remember now what I wanted to say to you, dear. Do not expect another phone call in the near future. That's all I can say. If that's worrying you, the fact that I'm not going to ring you, oh, don't be worried too much. Go and buy another film to watch, because that is more interesting than talking to me, isn't it, dear? What a cheek. No one wants to talk. We're watching a film. Thank you for... Sorry, we were watching a film. Wouldn't have hurt. 2 minutes on the phone, dear. 2 minutes. I was watching a film. Fine, watch a film. I bet it was rubbish anyway. Thank you. Now, here we go. Here is someone... Now, I thought, I didn't think she was poor. But it seems, boys and girls, and I hope she doesn't mind me telling you this, she is richer than we thought. It's Suko. Emails have arrived from Suko this week. Here they all come together now. Number 1. My Oric, O-R-E-C-K, really sucks. I need a new one. Now, for those of you that don't know, an Oric is a very expensive vacuum cleaner. I think they sell them by people going door to door. They come in your house. I don't know how they get hold of your phone numbers or whatever. They come in your house with this Oric machine and a load of dirt. They throw dirt all over your carpet. They then switch on the Oric and suck it all up again. I'm sure they are very, very good, top quality vacuum cleaners, but they are hideously expensive. Look, I spent £199 on my new Dyson. I have seen Orics for £600. They're an awful lot of money. A lot of that is the commission that the salesman who bought the hoover round you, the Oric round you, is getting. I do believe that. I might be wrong. Indeed, funny thing is, Suko, my uncle John in Australia, where's he now? In Canberra. When he first went there, he went to work in the banks, but it didn't quite work out, and he ended up selling Orics. And actually, he sold quite a few of them. So Suko has an Oric. She's got an Oric. Suko, my estimation of you has got... I mean, it was always high, dear. You know that. But it has now gone sky high. She owns an... I mean, I could have an Oric if I want to. People like James Dean and Madam Aries from matineeshow.co.uk. They can only ever dream of having such a gadget in their house. They will never be able to afford one of those, dear. Never in 1,000 years. Ross P, well, he could probably afford one. But I don't think he'd ever bother using it. Because if you ever listen to Ross Patzelt's radio show, what is it? RossPatzeltRadioshow.co.uk. I think that's right. If you've ever heard that, you will know that his ideal lifestyle is to be sitting in a settee or in the bath with a bottle of beer, watching the television, and having his girlfriend run around after him all the time. A shocking state of affairs. Suko owns an Oric. Can't believe that, dear. Oh, Suko, I'm very, very impressed, dear. Poor James Dean, dear. You know, James, I don't think he's even got a vacuum cleaner. Yeah, we were talking about carpet sweepers. Do you remember the carpet sweepers we were talking about a couple of shows ago? He hasn't even got one of those. Dustpan and brush. Well, no, I've lied. He's got a brush and he uses a piece of cardboard. He puts the bit of cardboard on the floor and then brushes the dust up onto it. And chucks it out in the street. Shocking state of affairs, dear. Suko also goes on to say, Chris, you're the only person I know who can talk for more than half an hour about a new vacuum cleaner and not bore me to tears. Well, they are interesting gadgets, dear. It depends how you talk about them. That's this show. It depends how you talk about something. You need all the intricate details of what's going on, don't you? This is not a programme that you can get anywhere else in the country. Only here. It's all very well going on those not independent, what's the word? That's an independent local radio. This is not a programme that you will find on an independent local radio station. Certainly not, dear. Where all the personality is drummed out you. There's no personality. It's all gone, dear. This is original. And that's why talking about vacuum cleaners is interesting. Maybe we should do a gadget each week. On the last show, vacuum cleaners. Tomorrow, toasters. I reckon I could talk a good 2 hours about my toaster downstairs. And then we can do kettles, ovens, fish tanks. I mean, the list is endless. It goes on and on. What do you reckon, Suko? A gadget a week. She says, and then you go on to talk another 10 minutes on flannel sheets. How do you do it? Well, I'm just trying to share my information with you. I have now got and understand the benefits of having flannel sheets in the winter. And I want to share it with you. Once again, we go back to the story of people that are cold in their homes and may, unsurprisingly, be having trouble finding the money to heat them. Here I am, passing my vast knowledge on to you, helping you try and get through this sad, lonely life that I have. It's all right for those of you with other halves, getting in the bed and keeping warm together, or laying on the settee, huddled up with one another. I had that a few times, but not now. God's sake. Suko goes on to say, for your information, we've been using flannel sheets for years. In fact, I just got a new set. What colour are they, Suko? I told you, I've got one white one and one lilac one. It's very nice. But, oh, I meant to tell you this. My lilac sheet, I put it on the bed and it's been on, I usually change the sheets once a week. It's been on about a week. And because it's brand new, bits keep going off. And I went to work the other day and I kept finding little bits of lilac fluff all over the place. It was dropping off me. I was walking through, dear. It was like a snowstorm. Little bits of lilac flannelette sheet all over the place, dear. Perhaps I should have washed them first, I don't know. Suko says, the new ones are striped gold, cream and wine by Tommy Hilfiger. Oh, she's got designer sheets, dear. Designer sheets. Mine aren't designer, dear. I don't know where mine were made. I don't know, somewhere cheap probably. We'll do this stuff. Good quality stuff, though. India or China, probably. I don't mind where it comes from, dear. As long as we get good quality. She got a king-sized fitted Tommy Hilfiger. Sorry, I thought I'd get that in again for you, Suko, so that people know that you buy designer goods. Tommy Hilfiger sheets. Whatever next, dear. Whatever next. She's got a king-sized fitted sheet, flat sheets, and 2 king pillowcases for $34.95. So that is about 20 quid. Do you think that was a good buy? Yes, I do. In the words of Barack Obama, yes, we can. And Suko did. Well done, Suko. 20 quid for that lot. That is a good buy, isn't it, my love? Perhaps I should ask for some for Christmas. Oh, for Christmas, did I tell you what I've asked for? I think I told you of my sister. I've asked for a Dyson handheld hoover so I can do my stairs more easily. Okay? And my niece, she wanted to know what I wanted, so I've asked her for a larger slow cooker. Now, I do have a slow cooker downstairs, but it's a bit small, and you can't get an awful lot. You can get about 3 meals in it. When I do cooking, I like to do a lot, and then I freeze a lot of it, you see? So I've asked her for a large one, and I have also told her that I have seen one on special offer in Argos for £9.99. It was about 18, but about, I don't know, how much is that? £9.99. It's about $20, because we don't like our nieces and nephews to be spending too much money. Absolutely not. It can go my way, but not the other way. All right, so Tracy, she doesn't watch this program anyway. She's too busy with her boyfriend sitting there. Oh, apparently my niece's boyfriend is a bit like me. Yes, when it's cold, he tells her to put a jumper on. Good. That's what it's all about, Tracy. Ben, his name is. He's got a very important job, which I cannot discuss. Official Secrets Act and all that, right? Ben tells her to put another jumper on. And she sat there complaining to me on the phone. I said, what's the problem, dear? Stop spending his money. It'd be different if you were paying the bills, Tracy. It would, dear. Poor Ben's got to pay those bills. Put another jumper on. Make yourself a hot water bottle. And you've got that great big dog there, Monty the dog, haven't you? Sit that on your lap. You won't be cold then. Incidentally, news about Monty the dog. He is a chocolate Labrador. And apparently they have a few inherent conditions that they have. He's got 2 bad legs. Now, he's already had an operation on one, which appears to have improved it. And he was supposed to go back in for an operation on the other one, okay? But unfortunately, he wasn't well this week, so he hasn't been able to have the operation. But once the other leg's done, they're hoping that he'll be okay after that. Because he walks around and sometimes he winces. Poor thing. Must be awful, that, isn't it? Okay. Back to Suko's emails. She says she was listening to the last show where I was talking about James Dean being the celebrity backup. Do you remember that? For turning on the Christmas lights in Droylsden. Droylsden, that's how you say it, isn't it? What James failed to tell you, Chris, says Suko, was that I was the celebrity he was backing up. No. Was it you going all that way to turn on the Christmas lights in a little village? I wonder what their lights are like. I bet it's really sad. I bet it's one like Christmas tree in the middle of nowhere. Tiny little Christmas tree. Oh yes, she says, I was requested, in fact, begged, to turn on the lights in Droylsden. I did it by satellite. So if James was trying to pull the plug, as you suggested, it would have been for naught. And then she says, you know, I didn't realise how devious you really are. Yeah, because James Dean, matineeshow.co.uk, if you want to listen to his show, he had to be the backup celebrity in case the celebrity requested didn't turn up or something happened or he died on the way there or something like that, right? And I suggested to James that he gets there early and pull the plug out so that when the celebrity throws the switch, nothing happens. And then James would come running to the rescue like a knight in shine, like a knight in, well, more like a maiden, I think, really. More like a maiden. Maiden in distress, rather than a knight in... I'm more like a knight in shining armour, aren't I? James Dean is like a maiden in distress, he really is. He's distressed most of the time, actually. Distressed. Suko says, I didn't know how devious you are. I am very devious, Suko. Very devious. Yes. I'm sure I've done many, many devious things, Suko. Maybe one day I'll tell you on this programme. Not yet, though. I'm sure James has not told you that wherever he goes, people ask about Suko. I've become more famous than both him and Madame Aries. Well, it's hardly surprising, is it, Suko, dear? I'm known around the Tameside, Manchester area as the fabulous Suko. You're lucky I even want to speak to you on Skype. Sincerely, Suko. And she says, you should hang mistletoe where the mirror ball is so that when James Dean comes to visit, he'll be obliged to kiss you. Oh, but... Blah, oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I feel ill now, Suko. Oh, 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 dear. Oh, oh, I'm going to have to wash my mouth out. Oh, it's vile. Oh, I've got a horrible taste in my mouth now. Oh, the thought of that kissing me, dear. No, thank you very much. By the way, do you remember James Dean was supposed to be coming to visit? Well, apparently he's put the visit off. I don't know why. I think something happened, something private at home. Well, I'd say that. I know something happened private at home. Okay, so he's dealing with that at the moment. Can I tell you this? No, I don't think I can. No, I can't. All I will say is that he got quite excited about an occurrence at home, okay? The other day on the phone, he rang up really disappointed because something was found and it wasn't as exciting as it was going to be. You know what I mean, James? It's all right, I'm not going to tell him. We love it. Now, don't forget the address to the show. I'm having a good time, whale of a time. What's the time? Oh, we only got a few minutes left. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk is the email address, okay? Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Oh, I meant to say Carl in Yorkshire. He must sit there tearing this show to pieces, trying to find an error. And the other day, he found what he thought was an error. And when he told me what the error was, I thought, oh, not sure about that. And I rang another couple of people and they said, I'm not going to go back on it because I don't want to draw attention to it. But they said, yeah, it might be. What do you think? And I said, well, no, I don't. Well, in that case, it wasn't because I don't think it was an error. Carl, he couldn't wait to ring me up at home and leave a message on the answer phone. He was so excited. I thought he was going to burst a vein or something. I really did. He was so excited that he thought he'd found this error, which I suppose in some people's minds may be an error. It wasn't in my mind. But guess what, Carl? Not a single email or message from anyone else other than you. You geek! So, no. Oh dear, we're having a laugh today. Let me see. Got to say hello to Louise. Remember it was a little boy's birthday the other day. Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for doing the birthday greeting for Tim a couple of shows ago. Yep, happy birthday, Tim. He was so pleased, and yes, I did sing along, although he can't use a PC yet, so we're only to play games. Yeah, well, he will learn. You know that, Louise. The thing is with the little boys, they learn. I don't know about girls so much, actually. But my nephew, who's 11, how old is Tim again? Was it 9? So he's just a little bit older than... I think it was 9, wasn't he? I'm sure he was 9. My nephew, who's 11, he knows all about computers. I shall never forget, I was sitting here once working away, and suddenly the MSN Messenger thing came up, and he wanted to have a video conversation. And I thought, it must be my sister or something. No, it was him. He'd sit there at a computer, on went the camera, and we're chatting away to my little nephew. Fantastic. She says, so I thought I'd let you know what he got as prezzies. He got a Nintendo DS. Nice. Some DS games. Beano books. That surprises me. I thought the Beano wasn't known by little people as it was when we were little people, Louise. That has surprised me, the Beano. Does he watch that? A Beano towel set. Nice. A big toy aeroplane on his birthday. We took him to Pizza Hut. Oh, we like a Pizza Hut. Why wasn't I invited? Why couldn't I come to Pizza Hut with you? Oh, dear. For a little party. And they even put some balloons up. Had a laugh. When you spoke of the carpet sweeper, my gran used to have one to do her front room. It seemed to do a good job, but she would always get it out for any crumbs. There, my mum too. Whenever you had crumbs, out would come the carpet sweeper. Yeah, can still remember the noise it would make. Do people still use one? Love and best wishes from Louise. So there we are. Let me know, boys and girls. Do you still use a carpet sweeper? Let me know on the email, okay? It's Chris at United Kingdom Talk. .co.uk. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. Time for me to leave you now. Thank you very much for watching and listening on the show. I'll see you on the next one. From myself, Chris Reardon and United Kingdom Talk. Bye-bye now.